Not every restless mind is just energetic. Some are trying not to feel. Always scrolling, always talking, always switching, always doing something. Not because they are free, but because stillness feels too revealing. Because when the noise stops, something inside begins to speak. And that is exactly what today's animal story is about. This is the story of the monkey who could not be still. Welcome to Integrity 444 Animal Archetype Story Lessons, where we use symbolic animal stories to explore emotional patterns and self-mastery. The monkey is a creature of curiosity, intelligence, playfulness, creativity, and lively energy. Its gift is movement. Its gift is quick perception. Its gift is joy, invention, and the ability to engage life with spark and excitement. But when that gift becomes distorted, it can turn into scattered attention, impulsivity, overstimulation, and movement that never rests long enough to hear the truth. This story begins in a world full of motion, where energy looked alive on the outside, but something deeper was quietly being avoided. High above the forest floor, in a place called Brightleaf Canopy, there lived a monkey named Keto. Keto was known by everyone as the most lively creature in the trees. He swung faster than any other monkey. He told the funniest stories. He could leap from branch to branch with dazzling speed. He started games, invented challenges, gathered attention, and made even ordinary mornings feel exciting. The other animals loved his energy. The birds laughed when he passed. The young animals followed him from branch to branch. The monkeys admired how quickly he moved and how easily he turned every moment into action. And Keto loved it too. He loved the rush of motion. He loved the thrill of something new. He loved the feeling of never being stuck in one place for very long. But there was something else no one really saw. Keto almost never finished what he started. He would begin gathering fruit, then see a bright insect and race after it. He would promise to help weave sleeping nests, then hear a sound in the distance and go investigate instead. He would start a conversation, then interrupt himself halfway through with another idea. Even when he sat down, his feet moved, his hands tapped, his eyes searched for the next thing. At first, the others found this amusing. "That's just Keto," they said. "He's full of life. He has too much energy to stay in one place." But over time, the pattern began to carry consequences. Baskets were left half-filled. Friends felt unheard. Tasks remained unfinished. And though Keto looked lively, he was growing increasingly tired. He did not know how to stop. One bright afternoon, Keto was racing across the upper vines, trying to outpace the wind just for the thrill of it. He leaped from one branch to another, then another, then another, until his hand slipped on the bark of a swinging limb slick with moss. For one terrifying moment, he nearly fell. He caught himself just in time. His chest pounded wildly. His breath turned sharp. His whole body froze in the hanging silence. And there, in that unwanted stillness, something rose inside him that movement had been keeping away. Sadness. Not a loud sadness, not a dramatic sadness. A quiet ache. Keto shook his head hard, almost angrily, and climbed upward again as fast as he could. He did not want to feel whatever that was. Later that evening, as the sky turned gold through the leaves, Lena the deer found him hopping from branch to branch, even though there was nowhere in particular he needed to go. She watched him for a moment, then asked gently, "Why do you run even when no one is chasing you?" Keto laughed. It was quick and bright and dismissive. "That's just how I am," he said, but the question stayed with him. The next morning, Sifa the owl invited him to meet her at sunrise on a place called the Still Branch. The Still Branch was unlike any other place in Brightleaf Canopy. It was wide, ancient, and calm. The winds softened there. The leaves moved more slowly there. The elders said that if a creature rested there long enough, they would begin to hear the rhythm beneath the noise. Keto went mostly out of curiosity, but the moment he landed on the branch, discomfort rushed through him. He noticed every itch in his skin, every sound in the distance, every bird call, every shifting leaf, every thought. His foot started tapping, then his fingers. Then his eyes darted across the canopy looking for an excuse to move. "I don't like this branch," Keto said. Sifa looked at him quietly. "It is not the branch you do not like," she replied. "It is what you hear when you stop." Keto tried to joke, but the words would not come easily, because she was right. For the first time, he could hear how noisy the inside of him had become. Thoughts bounced through him like startled birds. Regrets flickered up and vanished. Unfinished promises came to mind, awkward moments, lonely moments, moments he had never stayed with long enough to understand. And beneath the movement, beneath the noise, beneath the impulse to leap away, there was that same ache he had felt when he almost fell. He remembered being smaller. He remembered feeling alone one season when the others were busy and no one noticed how quiet he had become. He remembered discovering that movement made everything easier. If he kept jumping, no one asked how he felt. If he made everyone laugh, no one saw the emptiness. If he stayed busy, he did not have to sit in the quiet long enough to feel what lived there. Now, on the still branch, Quito finally understood. He was not only energetic, he was avoiding it. He had been using movement to outrun feeling. That realization unsettled him. For a moment he wanted to run again, to turn the whole thing into a joke, to leap away and bury himself in noise and speed. But something else had begun in him too. Something honest. In the days that followed, Quito returned to the still branch. Not for long at first, just for a few breaths, then a little longer. At first it felt unbearable. His body wanted motion. His thoughts wanted novelty. His emotions wanted escape. But slowly something changed. He began to notice that stillness was not empty. It was revealing. He began to gather fruit until the basket was actually full before running elsewhere. He began listening to a friend all the way to the end of a sentence. He began finishing small tasks before chasing the next impulse. He even began resting without immediately reaching for more stimulation. His joy did not disappear. His playfulness did not disappear. His creativity did not disappear. They became stronger, because now his energy could stay long enough to become trustworthy. He was still Quito, still bright, still lively, still playful. But now his energy had a center, and the animals of Brightleaf Canopy began to notice that his presence felt different, not smaller, not duller, clearer. And from that season on, they remembered him not only as full of life, but as full of presence. Because Quito learned what many restless hearts must eventually learn. Not every impulse deserves your energy. And real freedom is not endless motion. It is the power to gather yourself and remain. This story is not only about a monkey, it is about what happens in us when movement becomes a defense. The monkey represents the lively, creative, curious, quick-moving part of the human being. This part is not bad. In many ways, it is beautiful. It brings joy, innovation, spontaneity, humor, and life force. But the shadow of the monkey appears when motion loses contact with the center. It appears when we cannot stay with one thing. It appears when silence feels unbearable. It appears when distraction becomes constant. It appears when activity replaces presence. And in this pattern, busyness often gets misread. People say, "I just have a fast mind. I just like doing a lot. I just get bored easily. I just need stimulation." Sometimes that is partly true. But sometimes there is something deeper underneath. Sometimes busyness is being used as emotional avoidance. Sometimes overstimulation is protecting us from sadness, loneliness, anxiety, grief, or emptiness. Sometimes a restless mind is not just active, it is defended. The healing of the monkey begins when energy is no longer scattered in every direction, but gathered into one true place. Through the LTQS lens, this story unfolds in 4 movements. Listen. Quito first has to hear the internal noise. He notices the discomfort that rises when he stops. He notices the agitation in his body. He notices that stillness does not create the problem. It reveals it. That is the first movement. Listening deeply enough to recognize that restlessness may be carrying a message. Tell the truth. The central truth of the monkey is this: I keep moving because I do not want to feel what is underneath. That is the confession. Not, I'm just built this way. Not, stillness is boring. But, busyness has been protecting me from discomfort. Choose wisely. The wise choice comes when Quito stays on the still branch instead of escaping immediately. He chooses to remain. He chooses to notice. He chooses one task, one moment, one breath, one real focus. Stay aligned. Then comes the ongoing practice. Return to center. Complete one thing fully. Listen all the way through. Pause before reaching for more stimulation. That is alignment for the monkey. From an EFV perspective, this story reflects spin, overstimulation, and fragmented energy. This is the state where the system becomes scattered. Attention breaks apart, the mind leaps, the body stays busy, The person feels pulled in many directions at once and may struggle to remain with any one thing for long. In this pattern, a person may overscroll, overtalk, overschedule, switch tasks constantly, seek stimulation the moment quiet arrives, feel strangely uncomfortable in stillness. Underneath this can be emotional avoidance. The system learns that if it stays moving, it does not have to process what is deeper. The healing move is to shift from scattered motion into gathered presence. Not suppression, not dull, not loss of creativity. Gathered presence. That is the regulated monkey. So what does this look like in real life? It may look like reaching for your phone the second silence appears. It may look like starting 5 things and finishing none of them. It may look like talking so much that you never actually hear yourself. It may look like staying constantly entertained because stillness feels strangely uncomfortable. It may look like being productive while actually feeling fragmented, tired, and inwardly ungrounded. And here is the deeper question. What are you keeping yourself too busy to feel? Because sometimes the problem is not lack of discipline. Sometimes the problem is that busyness has become emotional protection. Stillness can feel threatening when you are not used to meeting yourself there, but stillness is not the enemy. Stillness is often the doorway, the place where sadness becomes visible, the place where anxiety becomes nameable, the place where truth begins to surface, the place where attention stops leaking and starts returning to you. And that is why gathered energy is powerful, because once your attention stops scattering, your life force comes back into your hands. So here is the question I want to leave with you. What are you keeping yourself too busy to feel? And just beneath that, what would happen if you gave one true thing your full attention today? Let this be your declaration. My energy becomes powerful when I bring it to one true place. Again, my energy becomes powerful when I bring it to one true place. And one more time, slowly. My energy becomes powerful when I bring it to one true place. If this story spoke to you, share in the comments what stood out most. And after this video, I want to invite you to try a simple 60-second stillness reset. Just 1 minute. No scrolling, no switching, no multitasking. 1 minute to breathe, notice, and stay. You may be surprised by what begins to surface when the noise settles. Before you leave this episode, here is your practice. Stop moving for 60 seconds. Take 5 slow breaths. Ask yourself, what am I trying not to feel right now? What deserves my attention right now? That is where your next layer of clarity begins. Next Thursday, we continue with The Wolf Who Forgot His Song, where we explore self-silencing, belonging, and what it costs to lose your voice in order to stay accepted.